And here we have it, the bodies being cremated alongside the river, and afterwards they're gonna be put on the river itself. Yeah, there's the smell is not the greatest. Walking the streets of Kathmandu, we have seen this golden cow. Check this out. And another beautiful rooftop view here at Pagoda. Check this out. Yeah, enjoyed one more coffee, probably the last coffee of the day. Sometimes it gets really tight, and now is one of those moments. And how chaotic does Kathmandu get during rush hour? Well, this is pretty much it. Motorcycles, scooters, cars, trucks, rickshaws, everything. What is happening, everyone? Welcome back to another episode, this time from Kathmandu, Nepal. Well, it's actually not a series, just an episode, a standalone episode. We're having a layover here, 2-day layover before heading to Bhutan, guys. So yeah, the next series following this episode is gonna be from the Kingdom of Bhutan, and afterwards we're gonna visit Bangladesh. So yeah, in the meantime, let me show you guys glimpses and pieces of beautiful Kathmandu. This is Durbar Square. I have been here before in 2017, right after the earthquake, guys, but everything was devastated back then. It looks like now everything is really well reconditioned. We still have some stuff right here that have not been reconditioned completely, and not have been reconstructed. But yeah, let's visit a little bit, show you some of the highlights. We're gonna go and visit some temples, we're gonna eat a little bit, we're just gonna enjoy our layover here in Kathmandu. Let's go. This is the museum. We're gonna go a little bit at the museum, and then we're just gonna walk, take taxis, take tuk-tuks, whatever we feel like it, but not that crowded as I thought. I thought it's gonna be completely packed, but it's quite peaceful. And of course, if you pay the ticket price, which costs 1,000 in order to get in the square, might as well visit the museum for its beautiful architecture. And the views from the museum are outstanding. Check this out. One beautiful thing about all the squares here in Kathmandu, they have a whole bunch of pigeons. Well, they're not that many this morning, but yeah, we're gonna find places where they're gonna be packed, people feeding pigeons, you know, running after the pigeons, you know. So yeah, more to come from Kathmandu, but just a few highlights from the hotel. We're staying actually right here at the second right, so it's very convenient to come and visit the square in the morning and also in the evening. They have some rooftops here where you can enjoy some coffee, some tea, and so on. Kathmandu has so many little spots that you can photograph, take videos, and just, you know, just chill and awe at everything, that at times you forget what time it is, and there's so many other spots that you can see. So yeah, you have to make a little schedule and say, hey, we're gonna visit this, and yeah, we have 4 temples today, so we'll see how many we'll visit. But in the meantime, getting some coffee and heading over to one of the main Buddha stupas here in the city, which was completely devastated back in 2017, and now has been refurbished. There is another Buddha stupa that was, you know, partially affected. That one I have seen, and cool thing enough is I did not do any vlogs back then in 2017, so you know, pretty much everything is new on the channel from Nepal.
Cold gonna be alright.
And we have made it to Boudhanath Stupa here, one of the greatest stupas in the city of Kathmandu. But let me turn the camera around so you can actually hear better and see better the mirific dome here. This is the one that I mentioned that in 2017 it was completely devastated and I was not able to visit it. The mesmerizing, all-seeing eyes. And man, the weather is so pleasant. 27 Celsius, beautiful skies, and the air in Kathmandu is not that bad as I remember it. You know, when I was here, you can feel the smog, you can feel the pollution, but now it improved quite a bit. Check out this humongous praying wheel. It's right near it. They have a little stupa here near the humongous stupa. Well, it's a temple slash stupa. A whole bunch of offerings here with the flowers, the praying flags. Beautiful, very beautiful. We actually cannot go up to the second level. This is pretty much all we can witness. But if you look enough for a spot where you can take some great photos, you'll find one. There's a small little Buddha here that they're working on. They're painting it ever since early this morning, and you can get some nice views right here. I mean, check this out. Outstanding. Yeah, super glad I was able to visit this one as well. I was a little bit disappointed back then, 6 years ago, when I was not able to visit it, because this is the one that you see in all the publicities of Nepal and Himalayas, when they associate stupas and temples, Buddhist temples and stupas. This is the main one. Again, the old part, the Bhutan, we have seen, a lot of the Hindu stuff there. Here, more of the Buddhist ones. And the ritual says you have to go clockwise around the stupa. A lot of bees here because of all the flowers. But the cool part here is, if you want to chill after walking a little bit around the stupa, plenty of shops. And what was I saying earlier? A whole bunch of pigeons in the city of Kathmandu. Beautiful.
Everything is gonna be alright.
And all around, let's call it the square around the stupa, you'll have viewing points, restaurants, bars, cafes, and so on that offer tremendous views with the mountains in the back. Outstanding. There's a guy right there cleaning or painting the eyes of the stupa. So cool. And a little bit of the city life, of the street life here in Kathmandu at peak hour, going to another temple. And we decided to walk in order to witness the chaotic streets here, which make up the beautiful city of Kathmandu. Walking the streets of Kathmandu, we have seen this golden cow. Check this out. Going right now to one of the temples, and man, we were not expecting to run into a golden cow. It's actually quite big, as you can tell. Wondering why they have so many electricity outbreaks? Well, this is one of the reasons. Man, check that out. Incredible. we have arrived here at Pashupatinath. Let me give you guys a little bit of an FYI regarding this temple here. This is where they cremate people and let them go on the river. This is the area around, and again, the omnipresent electricity cables. But yeah, you have to buy a ticket here as well. You have some stupas, you have some pagodas. And as you can tell, we already have some smoke right there. So yeah, this closed around 5 p.m. or so. It's 1 o'clock right now. We're gonna spend another hour or so here, and then we're gonna head to another temple in the city. So yeah, temple, pagodas, pagodas, all throughout the city of Kathmandu. And this is it. This is the entrance. You have to buy the ticket. Yes, 1 second, let me film and I'll go and buy the ticket. And of course, everywhere we have cows here as well, the sacred animal in India, in Nepal, everywhere where Hindus are. Feeding them paratas. And here we have it, the bodies being cremated alongside the river, and afterwards they're gonna be put on the river itself. Yeah, there's the smell is not the greatest, but the more pagodas on the other side. They have a huge one here as well. Man, I don't like the smell at all. Definitely one of the top attractions here in order to witness something, you know, that's unfamiliar to our world, but also, you know, the smell can be unbearable at times. As you can tell right there, they just started the burning process. The family in the back. Yeah, a little more clean actually than last time I was here. This used to be completely covered in garbage, and it's actually starting to rain a little bit. But yeah, as you can tell, a whole bunch of smoke, pigeons, the river in a decent shape. And here we have the beginning, the ceremony where they're preparing the body for cremation. It's starting to rain a little bit here. And on the opposite side, where the white pagodas are, check out the beautiful view of the city and of the temple itself. Yep. Great views, awful smells. And the hundreds of stairs of Swayambhunath Temple here, also called the Monkey Temple because there is an outrageous number of monkeys. I'll show you guys in a little bit. Like everywhere else, monkeys steal stuff, so I try to avoid filming too close to them. And the stairs are not over yet, but we can see the stupa right there. It looks like there's some scaffolding around the stupa. And finally made it at the top as well, but like I said, it looks like there's some scaffolding. The other one was under repairs as well, but no scaffolding. They were just painting it, scrubbing it, and so on. But yeah, beautiful job of preserving it. This is the only one that I visited back in 2017 because of all the demolishing that happened in Nepal at that time. But what this stupa has outstanding is the view, since it's located on the top of the hill. You can see the whole city, a 360 of Kathmandu. Let me show you guys the colorful houses and of course the monkeys. Yep, that's why it's called also the Monkey Temple. And here we have a perfect view of the whole metropolis of Kathmandu. Let me zoom in a little bit. Yeah, humongous. They say 1.5 on the internet, but it's definitely way bigger than 1.5 million. A whole bunch of shops here as well, just like at the Boudhanath Stupa. Check out this beautiful view here with a whole bunch of stupas and the big one in the background. And another beautiful rooftop view here at Pagoda. Check this out. Yeah, enjoyed one more coffee, probably the last coffee of the day, and we're gonna head over to the Kathmandu Durbar Square and then back to the accommodation. And probably, well, I probably wouldn't say the last rooftop of the day, just probably the last coffee on a rooftop today, because near the hotel there are a couple of rooftops where you can see that square, the Parban Square. They're really nice. So yeah, one more highlight. And there they are, like I was mentioning, a whole bunch of monkeys. And also in the city, you'll find them everywhere. Check this out, eating bananas, just playing with one another. Yep, that's why it's also called the Monkey Temple. Check this out, they're feeding the monkeys. There's gonna be a war zone. Man, check this out. The lady's feeding the monkeys. Insane. Sometimes it gets really tight, and now is one of those moments. And finally made it to Kathmandu Durbar Square, probably our last stop here in the city before heading over, because it's getting close to sunset. And by the time we visit everything, it's gonna be completely dark, so we have to hit the hotel, because tomorrow, like I said, at 6 o'clock we have to go at the airport so we can fly to Bhutan. And yeah, by far the most populated, the most popular one and packed is the Kathmandu Durbar Square. This is where I took a whole bunch of pictures with pigeons last time. And the statue of Shiva here in Kathmandu Durbar Square. A whole bunch of people gather here with offerings, as you can tell. But yeah, this is very beautiful. And like everywhere else in this square, you have to pay 1,000 rupees as well to enter. So today we spent quite a bit on just entrance fee, 1,000 for each square, so 3,000 for that, and a couple 500s for some of the temples. So yeah, I mean, a lot of times, even though it's a layover and you think you're gonna rush, you're gonna do just a little bit of here, a little bit of there, you're gonna end up spending quite a bit of money, because you want to do a whole bunch in one day. So you have to rush with the taxis, you know, rush at one spot, go to the next, and so on and so on and so on. And a few more glimpses of the Kathmandu Durbar Square. The sun has popped out one more time. And the pigeons, I was mentioning the pigeons earlier, where I took a whole bunch of pictures with the pigeons the first time I was here. They're still here. They're not in the same amount of numbers, you know, they're not all throughout, but still quite a few. And how chaotic does Kathmandu get during rush hour? Well, this is pretty much it. Motorcycles, scooters, cars, trucks, rickshaws, everything. Everything.
Everything's gonna be alright.
Spices, shoes, clothing, a whole bunch of stuff here on the streets of Kathmandu. It's completely packed here during rush hour. I mean, this morning was super chill, had no worries whatsoever, but now it's completely chaotic. I mean, some of these streets, guys, they should be just for people walking. The cars, the scooters, and everything, they should not belong on the street. I mean, because it's getting too congested. It looks like this pagoda was left alone for quite a bit because a whole bunch of grass started growing on top of it, and not just a little bit, quite a bit. I mean, it's almost like the grass that you would see on a field. But yeah, this is city life, the chaotic life here in Kathmandu. You know, it's a beautiful chaos, you know, with colors. I would exclude the smells, but everything else is quite nice. I mean, this is, you know, pure Asia. And have we had enough rooftops today? Well, I guess not, because we just came to another one here where we started the day, near the hotel. Superb. Everything looks better at night, of course. And guys, putting an end to the episode where we started here in Durbar Square. Yes, my name is being yelled everywhere. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. It's been a long day. It's been a chaotic day at times, even though we had only 4 hours of sleep last night. It's been beautiful seeing Kathmandu after 6 years. Well reconstructed, but still as chaotic. Gratitude should be the only attitude. Stay humble, and I'll see you next time, guys. Peace out.